Does it get any better than that? That is like the story of the week. Lily, over to you.
Bob, thanks so much. Potholes are a nuisance. They can also damage our cars, but we do have some good news because a group of Northeastern University engineers have developed technology that could make them extinct. Sara Wadia-Fascetti is professor at the Northeastern University College of Engineering. She's joining us this morning to talk a little bit about how it works. This is fascinating to me. This is fascinating to us because here in New England, this is the problem. Tell me about the solution.
So the idea here is that if we can take a suite of sensors, put it on a vehicle.
Something like this.
Something like this. This is the vehicle.
Okay.
With a suite of sensors that as it's driving around is looking at the road. It's sensing what's underneath the road surface and collecting data, interpreting it, and sending it to a smart map with an assessment or a grade of the condition of the road at that spot.
That's fascinating to me because so many government agencies are overtaxed and overburdened. They have a limited amount of resources. So presumably, agencies could use that map to say, okay, what area is the worst? Where do we have to repair first?
Exactly. Right now, highway departments spend significant amounts of money looking for problems. They hire consultants, they hire engineers, they go out themselves to determine if there's a problem. The idea here is that having the suite of sensors already on the road in cars that we're driving anyway tell us where the problems are at any one time. I
want to show this map down right by where you are because what does this information tell me right here?
So this is a map of the streets of Boston. It's showing the path of the vehicle, and as it's driving, a color grade with red being the worst is showing the condition of the road.
How do you anticipate this technology being used in the future?
Our long-term vision is that you and I could have these on our vehicles when we drive.
That is so fascinating to me because I would assume that a city would buy a fleet of these sensor suites and that they would deploy them across a municipality to gauge the road conditions. But you're saying people who are just interested in it could drive along in their cars, their normal commute, and that way, hey, if there's a pothole on my drive into work, the city's going to know about it.
That's right. That's right.
Really interesting to me.
That's right.
How did you come up with this particular way of identifying? You were telling me a little bit earlier that what it's actually doing is seeing underneath the roadway. So if there's any water or anything like that eroding a certain area, this can tell.
That's right. So we're using something called a wave-based modality. So we're sending a wave, like a fish finder, through the subsurface, and when it sees something or hits something that's different, it comes back and it gives us information about that. So the sensors measure how that wave changes when it comes back to the surface.
How excited are you about this project? Because I haven't heard about a way to identify potholes and the road problems like this before. Do you feel like you're really in new territory here?
Oh, yes. I mean,
I hate to say breaking new ground because that's the opposite of what you're trying to do.
We don't want to break new ground.
Right.
But we're very excited about this, and we're very excited about the full team with more than 50 people. Very excited about this technology having an impact on what we do and experience every day.
So what is the next step for you guys to get this technology that seems like such an ingenious idea out to the public and out to different government agencies?
So we have the working prototype, and this prototype provides data that's as good or better than what's currently done. So we would love to partner with companies or state highway departments to further vet this to get it to the point of commercialization.
And what are you looking at for your timeline here to do that?
You know, that if we're able to identify resources to bring into that timeline could be accelerated. We have the working vehicle. That can be replicated, so that could happen very quickly.
You know, there is a Kickstarter for a potato salad, and that's far less interesting than this. I'm sure that you guys will find the resources soon. Where can people find out more information about you, your team, and this work that you guys have been doing?
You can find that at the Northeastern website.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Melissa, potholes, thing of the past.
I cannot wait. You don't know what I say to myself in the car driving to work when I hit those going about 45. Well, putting cash back in your pocket coming up. The Coupon Queen is here with some tips to save you money on your next trip to the grocery store. Stick around. Quick break. We'll be right back.